Another example of, just basically a fossil showing that it has to be buried very quickly. Going back to the coprolite again, obviously we've got some dinosaur one here, and this one is some turtle coprolite here. That looks a little bit more like your classic sort of poo there. But basically, if any one of you keep a pet, you know that you have to clean up after your pet, because if it doesn't, it goes manky and very, very horrible very, very quickly. And as a general rule, dung and poo doesn't spend a long time sitting around in your back garden waiting to be fossilized. But the fact you can not only see it in itself, the fossil poo is a really good evidence that it has to be quickly. But I mean, look at this one. It's still in its, I suppose you could almost call it life position. It hasn't even begun to decay. There's no, you can't see bugs and stuff. It's in its pure form of fossil poo. So it has to be buried really, really quickly. Another example is fossil footprints. Okay, you can go and see these in the UK. There's quite a few places around the UK, plenty around the world. In fact, there's a place in America called the Dinosaur Dance Floor, and it's called that because there's so many dinosaurs. Clearly they're running, leaving their footprints, but so many different types of dinosaurs as well. Now, if you walk along the beach and you leave your footprints there, as soon as the tide comes in, it's gone. So these fossil footprints have to be buried really quickly. They have to be buried covered up and infilled with sediment really, really quickly, or otherwise you don't get a fossil footprint at all. So it's just one of the many, many evidences that you can find that you have to get fossils really, really quickly. And many other, in fact, there's a really unique way of looking at fossils, especially dinosaur fossils. If you want to look at the evidence that dinosaur fossils are buried quickly, you can look at the drowned dinosaurs. Now, when you walk around a museum and you see these wonderful reconstructions of dinosaurs, okay, what they don't tell you is how they found those dinosaurs, because they did not find those dinosaurs in their life position. They collected the bones and put them back together as a giant jigsaw puzzle. But if you actually look at how they actually found the dinosaurs, if you look at the old records of where they dug them up, you actually find they're in a really unique position. In almost every case, their heads are back, their mouths are open, their tail is up in the air, and their legs are bent back. Now, we've only recently actually clicked that this is what is happening, so now there are some museums who are collecting the dinosaurs and actually displaying them in the position that they found them. You can go to some museums, especially in America and in Canada, and find them. Now, you find these dinosaurs in these bizarre positions all around the world. Okay? Now, what do they show? They show that these dinosaurs drowned because that unique position is related to a nervous system trauma, which they had. The nervous system, the electric pulses desperately trying to get to air, and it's definitely provably related to drowning. We've run tests on them. We've put, creatures and run tests on them, and they all do the same. So these dinosaurs were drowned. And even the secular scientists, they admit that. You can go and see, Dinosaur Provincial Park. They have a picture of dinosaurs being drowned because that's what best fits the evidence. What they don't do is put two and two together, because you've got these dinosaurs which are being drowned in huge amounts of sediment all over the world. Okay? And there's one other little bit that they don't tell you. Research shows that these dinosaurs had to be buried deeply within 3 minutes. Because if it's longer than 3 minutes, those dinosaurs are dead. So that nervous system trauma is no longer relevant. The head flops forward, the tail goes down, your legs go to a normal position. You're a dead dinosaur, okay? There's no electricity in your body anymore. There's no muscles working anymore. So you just, your body relaxes. So these dinosaurs had to be buried within 3 minutes. Buried deeply, buried quickly, and they had to be, in the sediment within 3 minutes before they could revert back to their pose. So that's just one of the many examples that you can find of creatures and fossils having to be formed very, very quickly. In fact, I would say that if you give time to fossilization, you don't get a fossil, because the minute you put time into it, you destroy the living creature that you're trying to form into a fossil. So you have to, it's not about time at all, it's about a process. Get the process right, you can create fossils very, very quickly indeed. And this is just one of the many evidences that comes out all the time on the Creation Research newsletter. It's completely free to sign up to it, creationresearch.net. Just click on Evidence News, sign up to it. It comes through usually once every couple of weeks. And it's all the up-to-date evidence, all the research that we do with regards to this, all the new fossil discoveries we've found, all goes out there. So I'd really encourage anybody to sign up to that as well.